So anyway, I'm over here at Beacon Rock. You know, I've met some people and I've had a lot of nice day today. I listen to music on the dock and I fished down there for a long time. I never caught no fish. I never even had a bite. Who gives a fuck? And a bunch of women came down there and they took fashion photos and stuff like that. You know, they changed their clothes, came back again, did some fashion things. Hey, they came back again. I said, I gotta get off this dock. I gotta let you ladies have this dock and have your fun. And, you know, they just smiled and stuff like that. I don't like to cock block people from having fun. You know, that's the D.B. Cooper son way. You know, and it's nice that Camas and Washougal's getting cleaned up. And you know what? I didn't mind getting that ticket today. And, you know, I mean, hey, I've already paid it and stuff. I don't have too much buyer's remorse, I'll say that. You know, that me doing something evasive, you know, I'm just giving it up. You know, I've done something wrong. I want punished too. I want to be punished like those homeless little bitches. But since I really did something, you know, give me a fucking ticket. Oh, give me some lashes on my back too. Oh, hit me, Papa. Oh, you know, I'm fucking having fun with this. But the point is, hey, if you do the crime, you do the fucking time. It's the way I figure it. And by the way, my family members know I'm that way. I took 1x2s that I got from Home Depot, and I made them into a T, and I put shirts on them and stuff, you know, like this, or ones that says, don't do the crime or you'll do the fucking time. Oh, my sister had me bring that. I go, what? You don't like, you know, this? I mean, I put stuff writing on the fucking wall just like that. You know, what has happened? And, you know, I'll tell you what, they didn't like it when I fucking slammed it right in their face. And this is what I do with everybody else, too. You're going to get it slammed right in your face. The Holy Father used me. I am not kidding. And Mr. Angelero, like that rock star, some Angelero. I've never been able to say her name properly either. You know, Christine Angelero. Whatever it is, goddamn it, his name is just like her name, and it's a fine name. Oh yeah. Anyway, I'm funny that way, and maybe he got a taste of it today. Hey, I don't mean harm to anybody. I truly mean. I get so mad, the fucking love and hate goes just like this, and I tried to tell him, I go, the love and hate's just terrible, you know, like that. I've been through anger management, but I'll tell you, since all this here happened, and Eve seems to have an influence on this. Eve really does have an influence on that because Eve's from my rib. She comes in like a fucking prom queen on Carrie, the fucking prom show. Carrie, you know, where she gets blood and shit all over her fucking head, and all of a sudden she's on stage and all the goddamn shit fucking happens and all the doors and stuff claps and slams and stuff in the room and no one can get out. That's how your life becomes. And you know what? I've got pulled in different directions. You know, when I get that feeling I'm being pulled in different directions, something could fucking happen really goddamn bad, and I don't really like that feeling. You know, I had that feeling when we had wind damage and stuff September of last year of 24 down there at Steamboat Landing. I was at the Starbucks, and I had something went on with the woman there, and you know, she kept like getting my order wrong, and I'm like, I can't take this shit anymore. I went over to Safeway's, and Rebecca, which me and Rebecca are kind of friends. I mean, I come to her aisle and I see her there, and we're nice to each other. I left her $22 on the counter because a friction happened between me and her, a friction, and like the other one, the friction. And then over at the mini storage, the Oak Park mini storage with Patrick trick that guy put in there, you know, something happened there, and boy, lightning struck Patrick's antenna that very day. And you know, like I told the girl that works over at Starbucks, she's just a wonderful girl. I think her name's Bree. You know, I mean, I haven't seen Bree in a while, but she has a car like mine. I thought mine was pretty cool. It's kind of like hers, and I still need my clock adjusted too, and my radio set. Well, I got the radio set part done, but the clock set. But anyway, Bree probably won't do it. I'll have probably the Burketts do it that I bought the car from. So anyway, when I go and see them soon. So, you know, a lot of things happen. If I get friction, it isn't good. It isn't good at goddamn all. So, you know, I'm just taking myself up here to Beacon Rock, and I'm sitting back, and I'm just fucking taking it all in. You know, I deal with Satan, and I deal with Eve, and Mr. Aguilera, the law officer down there that gave me a ticket today. You know what? I was excited that it was him that actually gave me the ticket. You know, I just want everything to be water under the bridge. You know, I don't want campus officers to think that I want them all goddamn dead. Hey, we got to get rid of this Susan Donohoe stuff. It goes love or it goes hate. And by the way, Susan gets hate, and all the fucking hate, and all of her goddamn fucking bullshit and her bullshit people that fucking support that fucking riffraff, any of that shit gets my hate, and Satan and Eve fucking's having at them. He's gonna work on, they're gonna fucking implode. Every goddamn thing on their life's gonna fucking happen, man. And I shit you not. If Eve can grab me by my goddamn nuts, like she did, man. And I documented it all. Friday the 13th, hey, I had a fucking baby on this bed, and I goddamn tell you, a spiritual baby I fucking did have. I fucking burnt probably between $10,000 and $18,000 worth of stuff. If it was brand new or used, you know, between that fucking parts, even a fucking drone that cost a lot of goddamn money, right down to some dominoes. And there were Eves that I got out of that 37-foot motorhome up there in Thurston County from Kevin Baker. I also found some gold and stuff, and I gave him back the gold, but I kept the dominoes, you know. And Kevin may have known that was actually Eve that lived inside of that trailer, because I talked to him about certain things, and he just had this smile, you know, and I just, you know, Kevin Baker is a good person. He's my nephew, and at least I claim him, or I don't claim none of the rest of them. But then at the same time, you know, stupid people, if you knew better, you'd do better, and I told the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Michael, Tracy, Kevin, all of you, look, it's Joshua inside the cup, Joshua outside the cup. Women are out of the equation. Tracy, you got a free fucking gift. Don't fucking spoil it, because if you go shooting your mouth off to me, Satan and Eve will fucking end your life anyway. If it's not ended now, and your life hasn't became very fucking miserable, and I'm sure your life has become miserable. And if it hasn't, say something that's fucking ornery towards me, and let's see what happens. Or well, somebody come down here and do something to me and see how your fucking life ends. I mean, I goddamn tell you, I've seen people fucking drop dead that fuck with me for no fucking reason. I'm like, goddamn, why are they fucking dead? I wouldn't want them dead for that. And sure as shit, they're fucking toast. Just like Hulk Hogan's toast, and just like other people are fucking toast, Donald Trump's gonna flutter and stuff like that. It's fucking written. I know what goddamn happened between me and Susan Donohoe, 1007th Street, 2014. Even the dock down at Steamboat Landing got fucked up in 2014 during that Arctic blast. There was snow on my brother's birthday. I think it was, you know, February 26th. It always snows on his birthday, and it did that year, but I don't know if it did this year. It sure did on my mom's birthday on Valentine's Day, and I still got to go over to my mom's cemetery and put flowers on her grave, because you know what? what comes around goes around. If I please Satan and Eve's going to please us with favorable things for us, ripping people out and getting rid of them here in Camas. So they better be fucking aware. Where the cops can't do it, Satan and Eve goddamn can. And that's just exactly what I told to that guy. These people are scared of me, and they should be scared of me, because what Susan Donohoe has done, and Susan goddamn Donohoe fucking knows it. Susan Donohoe goddamn knows it. She said, I'm a whore and a witch, and you're worth something to me. And they fucking did stuff to me, and they were using satanic fucking bullshit on me. And by the way, I got goddamn lots of stories. I got ran into a head-on car collision. She ended up going to jail that very day. Both of those things are documented. Geico Insurance, they got the expedition, and they fucking paid for that. They sure never paid for that fucking Corvette. And don't think they're out of it, because Geico Insurance is going to pay through premiums through damages done. And it's not goddamn over. All around me will be affected this winter, and I'm looking for a real fucked up winter. Matter of fact, I'm doing the roof and stuff on my motorhome. I bought new RV vents all the way around. I'm going to seal it. I'm going to coat it. I'm not going to be a problem to the society at all. I go down to the Rama, usually on the weekends or every other weekend, at least, and I don't feel that I'm a vagrant at all. I come up here this way, I come over there, I go to 3 different places and locations, and people's asked me, why am I not here, or they've missed me there, I've disappeared. Well, I'm not in none of those places. As a matter of fact, I might be going over here and looking at a bowling center up here, because there's a bowling center that I might want to see about purchasing. I goddamn don't have to live in Camas and Washougal either, although I do have a soft spot for it, because God Almighty brought me there. I sure the fuck shouldn't have to feel like I'm being fucking pushed out of there, because God Almighty's going to have terrible hard feelings about Camas and Washougal anyway, for what has goddamn happened. God already told me it's a little too fucking late. But you know what? I hope it's not goddamn too fucking late, because I'll tell you why. I've seen young men there that's very promising. And I've seen other people there that's very promising too. And a bunch of fucking men that work at the police force. I see something pretty promising there. And I see Mr. Williams over there at Washougal that has a little less empathy than some of your other officers and stuff that works in your force. And but I'm not saying Mr. Williams isn't a fine man. I'm just telling you, Mr. Williams, I told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I'm telling you, the rest of the officers the same thing. Just like I'm telling Bruce Kimsey. Bruce, I told you the goddamn fucking truth. Right down to the Merwin case. And you goddamn fucking know it. And Bruce told me, don't come near my case. Don't come here. I showed him a picture of Don Burgess. I told him nobody's out of my reach, Bruce. And Bruce, now, no one is out of my reach. I found out I was Adam from Adam and Eve, and I'm also Yahshua, the Holy Father's Son. And there's been things that's been happening in my life, all through my life, that I never dared talk to anybody about, because why? Well, I thought you had spiritual stuff happen in your life too. I always thought that what happened in your life is a personal thing between you and the Holy Father. And now I found out that the Holy Father wants me to share my experiences with you, so maybe it would help you become a believer. Why? Because the Holy Father really don't want anybody left behind. No matter how fucking pissed off I am. Hey, remember, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Well, the Holy Father, it's just like this here. The Holy Father's constantly testing me. Constantly testing me. Do I do anything wrong? No, I don't. Do I test people and bait them into something to see what they do, and if they squirm? Well, fuck yeah, sure, why not? And I do a really cute job fucking of it too. Now. Mr. Angelero would probably say, well, Mr. Right is pretty fucking entertaining, because I'm sure I entertained him, especially when I told him he took that ticket and made it a feather up my ass. Not too many people have the balls to talk to a law officer like that. Like I'm having fun with him, like it's kind of a comedy act between the two of us, because there's nothing. I don't want no animosity between me and any law enforcement officer, let alone this man right here. You know, there's law officers that I know that they've gone through stuff in their personal life that brought them to being a law enforcement officer to begin with, or a park ranger, or a nurse, or somebody that wants to help people, and that type of a thing. And they're wonderful, super wonderful people. And you know what? I have the ability to look into people's hearts and see pain, and actually I feel their pain too. And sometimes it's so terrible that, you know, like my dad, I took his pain before his death, and it sent me to the hospital when he collapsed in my arm. You know, prior to that, I prayed to take my dad's pain, and I got it. I got it as fast as I asked for it. I received it, and I've told myself I will not ask for certain things ever again. And I sure don't sit there and say, what's next? What's next? Oh, what's next? Because, but I probably will, especially now that I'm excited with the Holy Father. But it's how I do it that is the difference. Because now that I know a little bit of what I'm doing, I might be able to do things a little bit different. I don't know nothing about witchcraft. I know the Holy Father's prayer, and I know a simple star and what Satan and Eve has told me to do in situations. And thank you for your time, and I want to be everyone's friend. You know, the Holy Father wants everybody to be saved, but you know what? The Holy Father said to me, my ass was on the line and an iron rod was shoved up all of your asses. Well, women are out of the equation. I just want to make that clear. Women belong on the left-hand side of the bathrooms. Men deserve to be on the right. You know, maybe we need to put this in pink over here so people knows at least it's a pink room for pink women. Women pink, you know, like that. That's pink. And blue for men over here. But you know what's funny is, and this is what's something, is women's taken on the role of blue, the blue-collar worker, and moved into that bathroom because they've been tricked into something. And while you guys were on lockdown, they switched the bathrooms on you. And that's why I got in trouble down at the harbor. Down at the port down here by Starbucks. And by the way, inside Starbucks, I realized that the women's and the men were like this. I brought a placard on one side said women and one side said men, and I put like that in front of Tina, and I showed her this. And then Tina ultimately broke her leg and then ripped me off for $10, and I don't do business at Starbucks anymore. Is there anything wrong with that? I'm a fucking paying customer, and if I get goddamn ripped off, I never will spend money there again, and I'll tell all of my friends what goddamn happened. I shouldn't be offended by telling the fucking truth. And by the way, nobody should browbeat me for fucking browbeating them for being in our goddamn parks. I come up to park my fucking motorhome on Ash Street, and I have people looking at me like I've done something wrong. Well, the people in the fucking park, when I drive down there, they look at me like they're deer, fucking all spaced out and stuff like this. The hunters came in, a hunter came in, I hope he doesn't see us. You know, they're all fucking looking at you. You think, God damn, if they're deer, I'd go deer hunt and just go bang, bang, bang. You know, I mean, I'm not going to do that. I don't want no one to have ideas about shooting people either. You know, my family had AR-15s. 2 of them. Bonnie had one and Ernie had one. And I seen one of them, especially on the porch, when Ernie asked me if I wanted to touch one when I come around the corner. And I knew they had them. Of course, it's not going to be loaded. I might shoot them all. I might. You just never know. But then again, I told Ernie I was going to take my finger and stick my finger in his AR-15. And by the way, by the end of the day, they wanted me to get off the property, and that was okay with me. Because I found out my dad was a Zodiac, I found out my dad was D.B. Cooper, and I found out they were living the life of luxury. No cop should fucking treat me bad, because my family's been treated like the life of fucking luxury, and this Susan Jane Donohoe, she lived the life of luxury down here at this park at the expense of others and the children. And they did this to me. And my son, and that boy Matthew Thomas Wright, he's never coming home again, officers. That boy ain't ever coming home. And I had that physical child right here in this here bed too. And by the way, if woman was to have the first child and man was to have a second, there would be a third, but there won't be a fourth. And I can goddamn tell you that. And women, I've had a fucking spiritual baby, and I can tell you all about having a baby too. I can, and I will, and I do. Anyway, I'm probably going to have to cut this off, because I'm at 21 minutes, and isn't this fun now? We've got people coming around the park and stuff like this. I see the atheist cars over there. I see people are slipping in like they're going to use this as a little crash pad to crash in tonight. More power to them. Hey, all I have to say is, if the park rangers catch you, maybe you should pay them the $25 out of your pocket. Hey, they know I'm up here. The park rangers know I'm up here in this area, and they're nice to me, and so is the officers in camas. You got to do your fucking job. You catch me doing something stupid, you goddamn write me a fucking ticket, but we're all going to get a fucking chat out of it anyway. Hey, it cost me $150 to have my hour with Mr. Aguilera. Don't think that it was free. I didn't waste his time. I gave him something to pull me over for too. Now, I'll still say I was in the yellow, because there's a cutoff point at that fucking, on that mirror and stuff, on that visor. I told them about this. I was in the yellow, and I really was in the yellow, but from his angle, he's seen red, and he's the law officer, and boy, I'll tell you, if I take him to court, there's a couple ways that I could try to take him down. Oh yeah, entrapment, he said that he was over there, so where the hell was you? Entrap me. Well, I smell a chip I can work on with her, and let's see what else. Did you single me out because I'm D.B. Cooper's real son? Did you do this because you wanted an autograph or something? I don't even know if he had me sign the slip. But I went down there and I fucking paid it out of what? Respect! Because I actually did go in there and I slipped in and I slipped through, and I shouldn't have. I did get through, I think, legally. I think we could have, I don't want to fucking argue with the law officer, though. I don't want to be a spectacle like the rest of these bitches downtown. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the law officer, just like the judge should when it comes before him. Oh! Do you think I'm going to have that officer award of my court say disfavorable things? I just want him to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. He's seen me, and it did turn red, but there was a cutoff point at me, and I really didn't see the red. I seen the fucking yellow. And when I entered that, it was all yellow, baby. And I told him that, and I'll stand on that, but at the same time, he's seen it from a different angle. And by the way, I was going a little fast, and I shouldn't have been doing that. You know what he could have got me for? He could have argued it and said, John, you know what really you needed was a neg driving ticket for doing something so dangerous. And I even pointed out that, you know, I was a little upset when I did it, that I actually did something that could be considered dangerous. Because I'm the Holy Father's son, and I'm not supposed to do that kind of stuff. It's because the Holy Father that I get a little like that, you know, I goddamn shit. But I don't want to be a blood clot in traffic either. And these red cars are blood clots. And we touched a little bit on that too. I just want you to know that when I come down on somebody, I come down on somebody. And so does Mr. Aguilera. And he said, nobody's up and above the law. And I said, well, yeah. And I was with Rhonda Reynolds before she got killed. And she did, Ann Rules did in the Still of the Night about Ann Rules. And you know what? Ann Rules was also with Ted Bundy. She was a friend with Ted Bundy. She didn't know he was a serial killer. She probably knew he was a fucking serial killer. Ted was her friend. Ted Bundy. And by the way, this woman left my house, and just within a week or so, the shit hit the fucking fan, and she got it. And her name was Rhonda Reynolds. And we got Ryan Reynolds up here at this here state park. When I seen him, boy, I'll tell you, this Ryan Reynolds and Rhonda Reynolds, you know, the emotion and everything hits me because of all these people are dead. The Merwins, Terry Shortridge, Lisa that got her hands and feet got cut off, Morton Jane Doe, Matt Smith when I was a child, you know, he got killed in a green car, and it's kind of questionable on that one. Terry Lance Shortridge on my fucking bed. Lance is the code name to John F. Kennedy, Lance. And let's see, there's so many other ones. Skip Davies, Officer, Maureen Netzer, Betty Ford, Tim Stockdale. Let's see, Jess Sanders' sister, she said to me, will you protect me? And I said, from what? She couldn't tell me, you know. And let's see, Don Burgess is involved with a lot of things. How about Danny Schultz? Danny Schultz, he died, you know, cocaine connected. And also, Janice Sanders was his old lady, and she ended up dying too. And, you know, like, little Joe Trombley, me and him got it on, where he attacked me and shot me, and they put a hit on me that night. And Janice, you know, she was, will you protect me and stuff. I didn't know what was going to happen. And it ended up, you know, Joe was supposed to go to jail for 5 years, but what they did was they ran me off to Elko, Nevada. Then I got ripped off from a gold mine and other things, but they ran me off. Little Joe, he never went to jail. And by the way, that man was connected to another woman's death, the Scarborough's death. His car, the station wagon with the tire and the description and it being green and stuff, fit the description perfectly at the time, and I got that one. Monica Anderson, my brother Jim, took me down to the river where her body was found. I mean, these are ones that's just off the top of my head, you know. I mean, and Tim Stockdale, Jim comes in the bowling alley and tells me Tim Stockdale's dead, and if you fuck a Lewis County sheriff, John, you're dead too. You know, he'll just come and kill me. Jim's telling me that he gets a phone call in the middle of the night, and if he doesn't do what they say, they'll kill his whole family. You know, make him suffer and everything, and also other members of the family too, like even me possibly. You know, and me, I don't care, because you know why? No one's ever got to me yet, and Satan, and he's been there all the way, and the Holy Father has too. And I can't tell you how many situations that's happened when I've been protected. I didn't know. Like a force field was around me. And literally, I used to pray to be girthed in, to have this force field and this all the stuff around me and stuff, you know, it's in my purse and stuff while I do it. It's kind of really good. You should be there and do that yourself, and maybe you can become super invincible too. You know, and I tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And I told Mr. Aguilera, you know, you get 10 of your men, come up here, we'll fucking talk up here at Beacon Rock. I'll just tell you the goddamn truth. I'll show you the scar underneath my arm, and I'll tell you guys the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. You bring Susan Jane Donohoe up here, and we'll fucking put her in a circle, and we'll have her tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Put me in a circle and make me tell the truth, the whole truth. There's something supernatural, and that bitch did it, and goddamn, she's out of our town now. And by the way, the Holy Father brought me here, and so did Satan and Eve. And by the way, everybody down there at the steamboat landing, there's a statue, and it's like a Sharia woman right there. When you go through the tunnel to go up the stairs, right here's a Sharia woman, right here, the statue of her. And I put my hand there, and Eve says to me, I put my hand there. I put my hand where Eve puts her hand, right there on that statue. That's right there when you go from the Pendleton through that tunnel right there. Right there, Eve walked up that. Eve, Adam and Eve. I'm Adam, I'm nobody. Now, the church worshipped Eve, and the church is in fucking trouble for following Satan's Jesus, okay? I just like Satan and Santa spelled with the same thing. You're in trouble, okay? I'm just telling you how many ways that I could fry a fish, but Yahshua inside the cup, yeah, outside the cup, alleviates you of all this goddamn tension that you have in your body and everything, and that you have right down into the earth. God was so nice to me, and I was so cursed, that maybe my blessings could be your blessings, because I wouldn't want you to become cursed like I did, even though I wanted you all to have a goddamn dose of my medicine so you would fucking straighten up. I really don't want you to have it. Maybe you just believe me and just know it's Yahshua inside the cup, Yahshua outside the cup. It's a real simple thing. I do not want your money or anything like that. I'm not a panhandler, and I'm offended by anyone that fucking is. I'm just telling you the fucking truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because I have the luxury, like the girl at the Big Five that said, you're telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yes, little lady, I am. And yes, little lady over at Safeways, I am. And yes, little lady over there at Postal Plus, I am. And yes, little ladies over there at Grocery Outlet, I am. And yes, little lady over there at the store over there where I get my beer. You know, it's too bad that you broke up with your friend, but it's nice that you told me so. And I really like her. I told her she's a perfect 10, and so was I, baby. And whatever happened to a friendship, because I like her as a friend. Let's just don't go there, because you know what? All of my friends ended up in the cemetery. Do you think I fucking want somebody else in the cemetery again? Not really. So would you please fucking knock it off? Don't shoot, don't shoot. That's like The Jerk, the show The Jerk. These cans are faulty. These cans are faulty. My family was cans that was fucking faulty, and now you're fucking canned as far as I'm concerned. With Holy Father, Holy Son, and Holy Spirit, Satan and Eve. Yahshua inside the cup, Yahshua outside the cup. If you've stolen something from somebody, return it at once. Jerry, it's too late for those baseball bats, never coming home. And I don't want that boy's fucking balls to ever remember him to remember him by, Jerry. Do you know how much goddamn fucking pain I have over you bitches? You'll never know how much I hate each and every goddamn one of you for what you've goddamn done. And even here in Camas. Law officers, you are fucking blessed, because I don't hold a grudge against each and every one of you. And I should, but I won't. Why? Because the Holy Father's been so goddamn good to me, I'll offer you the same fucking ticket I got. It's Joshua inside the cup. It's Joshua outside the cup. Take it or fucking leave it. But I'll tell you what, if you take it, you won the lottery ticket. And if you leave it, you can go get fucked. Because Satan and Eve's got you now, baby. You belong to them, and you're going straight to hell with them, and they're going to make sure you go there just a little bit sooner. So I'll enjoy it. God put my ass on the line. He shoved a rod up all of your men's asses, but you don't have to take it as hard as some. It's Joshua inside the cup, Joshua outside the cup. I am very fucking forgiving. Why? Because I've goddamn gone through so fucking much. And I'm a sinner. And God was so good to me, why can't my blessings be yours? Because it's really my choice. I picked life over death. And by the way, watch the videos, you'd know that I played poker against all of your lives, and I told the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. It was all supernatural. And Susan Jane Donohoe goddamn knows it's the truth. Of 1007th Street, there's a birth spot. I got in a car wreck that very day. And also I got taken to the hospital up there. I seen shit happen. I seen it all, man. If I had a movie, there would be. I think I'm going to go up and look at the Orchards Bowling Alley over here in... It's over there, wherever it is. Anyway, look it up. It's past Bridge of the Gods. It's over there. I've never been there before, but I'm going over there. My Aunt Pat lives over there, but I'm not going to be looking her up. But if I buy a bowling alley, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't show up at the bowling alley, knowing that John writes down at the local bowling alley. And have a nice day, everyone. Bye-bye.